This is the Maruti Suzuki eVitara, but with the Toyota logo. Yeah, bye, see you later. Don't make so much noise because these cars are absolutely silent. Toyota likes to call these cars as the Urban Cruiser Ebella or Ebellas because I have two of them right here with me. Why two of them? So I can tell you the changes in less than 10 seconds because the bumper is new, the lights are new, the light is new there. Yeah, new lights, tail lights actually, and BEV badging on the side along with change of speakers from Infinity to JBL. That's about it. You are free to leave the video, but I need to also tell you that the fog lamps have been removed here. Cost cutting, why? I don't know. That's it. Bye. See you later. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's the like button. And don't. Okay, anyways, let's talk about the car. So what Toyota has done is basically taken the eVitara and made certain changes. Like you can see, it looks beautiful. The lights look beautiful actually because it gets the pixel treatment, which the tail light also gets. Otherwise, the lights don't have the pixel treatment in the eVitara. So that is the major change here. Because the bumper is new, they have not been able to incorporate the fog lamps here, which is a bit disappointing. Obviously, who removes fog lamps in this day and age? And the biggest change obviously is to the logo. They removed the Suzuki logo and they put the Toyota logo. Lot of extensive R&D needed for the same. Urban Cruiser badging has been added here. Toyota logo has been added here at the rear. Oh my goodness, what innovation. And Ebella badging there. What does Ebella mean? E for electric, Bella is for beautiful electric, beautiful. I don't know. Wow. Anyways, Urban Cruiser is like Sharma. The name is so common that Toyota like we'll put Urban Cruiser behind every name of ours. Makes no sense what is so urban or cruiser about this car because the range is also chintu mintu here. Anyways, the key is the same cheap Maruti key. Unlock the car, lock the car. I can understand Maruti Suzuki cuts corners, but Toyota, what was your desperation to launch such a car? Because you could have made a lot of changes because eVitara obviously has a lot of problems which I'm going to highlight straight away. For starters, obviously it has got gesture enabled movement. So if I just push it like this, the car moves ahead. So that also happens. Okay, jokes aside, there's someone sitting inside. Now straight away, let's open the frunk. Although it's based on the Hardtech E platform, this is called Born Electric. It's not really Born Electric. Why would it be front motor then? And there is insulation there. It doesn't need it. Orange high voltage cabling right there. And let me shut this. Bang, it closes. Now in terms of design, obviously it looks better when compared to the eVitara. There's a small muhavra in English, in Hindi, Ando mein Kana Raja. So it looks better than the eVitara, but doesn't really look spectacular as such. And you get this gloss finishing here, a camera here, gloss finishing there as well. I think these are active shutters. The grille opens and closes. Nice treatment there as well. Towing provision, active aero curtains have been given. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, active aero curtains have been given for better aerodynamic efficiency, and you get 4 parking sensors at the front. You get a lane keep assist camera, a rain sensor as well, and the bonnet actually has these cuts and creases. Notice how much attention has been paid to these design elements. Yeah, this is finished in gloss black. Coming to the side of the car, well, looks very similar to the eVitara. In terms of length, it is almost, and I say almost because it's not exactly 4.3 meters, it's like 4.275 mm. So yeah, that's the length of the car, around Creta-ish level. Wheelbase is 2.7 meters. Yeah, EV has that advantage. Ground clearance 185 mm, which is okay, doesn't seem like much on this car. And BEV badging here, battery electric vehicle, it's there on both the sides. Camera placement here, 19-inch wheels, which don't look like alloys, although this seems to be alloys, but this is not an alloy because this doesn't look like an alloy. Tire size is the same, 225, 55, 18. Meanwhile, abroad, the eVitara actually gets 19-inch wheels as well, which is nice. You get a request sensor on both the sides. Door handles are nice and cute, hidden here, so that the car looks like a two-door. It is actually a two-door car because rear seat experience is very poor here. Coming to the rear of the car, what do I say? It is so same. Yeah, the bumper is the same. And it gets 4 parking sensors. There's a camera here, and this is not connected. The light is not connected. You get a rear wiper washer, high mounted stop lamp, rear spoiler, shark fin antenna, the usual bits, and the Toyota logo. How can I forget the biggest innovation in this particular car? Let's open the boot straight away. Let me tell you, I am not disappointed. I'm beyond disappointed. What is this boot? The boot carrying capacity just 238 liters, which is actually less than the super SUV, the Espresso. No space here. What is happening? Okay, you can actually push the seat ahead. Yeah, it slides ahead and behind. You can recline the seat as well. After doing all that, it increases to 306 liters, which again is chintu mintu. Light placement here, some storage space here. JBL speakers in this car, not Infinity by Harman. That is the other change in the car. Yeah, not many changes as such. And the charging cable has been placed here. You do get a full-size spare wheel, which is a nice thing. How do I remove this? Just pull it up. Yeah, full-size spare wheel has been given. If you notice, the aero bits are not on this particular wheel. So that is the actual design of the alloy wheels. Just remove this aero inserts here. Then the alloy wheel design would be still acceptable. Now the seat reclines in 40-20-40 format in order to increase the boot carrying capacity, which is essential here because the boot is chintu mintu. And can you do a British thing here? No, this is not for the partition, but it's still there. No power tailgate. What are you saying? Actually, it makes me feel that no, Toyota is going to price this car really very aggressively. That's the reason why they have cut so many corners. Actually, Toyota did not cut corners. It's Maruti Suzuki who cut all the possible corners in the world. This car definitely deserves to be better, at least when it has a Toyota badge on it. Can you not make so much sound? And straight away, let me tell you, the door pockets also small here and lot of hard plastics everywhere. No rear sun blind here, which is surprising. And obviously, you can move the seat position, so this is very upright. This is unusable. This is only when you're doing your abs now. That's when you sit like this. And then the maximum recline angle is also so poor now that you still feel you're sitting upright in this car. Obviously the seat slides ahead and behind. Yeah, it's a little difficult to slide it with one hand, so you need both your hands. So when you slide it ahead and when you recline this completely, then the boot is slightly bigger, but again, boot is kind of useless here. Isofix child seat mounts. The problem here in this car is now rear seat experience is really poor. Firstly, poor footroom, really poor under thigh support, and even poorer headroom. So yeah, not practical at all. Only thing is there's good amount of legroom here. Knee room also seems decent, but the rear seat experience is not good because it's so freaking upright. Center passenger gets a head rest, and in order to put this down now, you have to pull it like this, which is not very sound. I mean, it's not a good way to do it. Should have had a lever. Twin cup holders here. So basically, then you have a gap here. Why can't they just engineer a center armrest? Lot of cut, copy, paste happening here. Like they've cut corners like crazy. Not Toyota, only Maruti Suzuki, because this car is theirs. Now you get rear AC vents. You get two USB-C charging sockets, not two. One USB-C, one USB-A. Some storage space. This is obviously flat, which means center passenger can sit in here comfortably. And does it get one touch up down power windows? Yes, it does, because this car is obviously made for Europe, where people don't sit at the rear usually. Light placement here on the top, nicely damped. There's a hook here as well. Height adjustable seat belts, and the dashboard is identical to the eVitara. You just get the Toyota logo there, which obviously was an extensive engineering exercise. Yeah, I hate badge engineered cars. Airbags, multiple of them, 7 airbags actually, and another plane going. That's an Airbus A320 Neo. Now, charging happens from here, so it says BEV right there. So this is the charging port of the vehicle, which is on the side, which is a better place than being on the front. But why have they chipped out this BEV badging here? Add to the weight of the car, slows it down when compared to the eVitara. Jokes aside, let's get inside. And I have a lot to crib about, because I do not like the UI of the eVitara, or whatever this car is called, Ebella. Again, a lot of you have to stop commenting Ebola. That's a disease. This is a car. They are two very different things.
Thank you. That's what I keep saying.
I don't know why Toyota names its cars like this. I don't know what aspiration they have to call it. Very weird when they have such great names like Hilux, Fortuner, Innova, but they still want to be cool with Hyrider, Glanza, Ebella and whatnot. Anyways, door pockets are decently big at the front. Let me remove this plastic sheet. It's a brand new car now, so I have to deal with this at the moment. And you know what? When it comes to Maruti Toyota cars made by Maruti for Toyota, this has one of the better qualities, because the interior definitely looks nice. Obviously, there are a lot of hard plastics everywhere, but the color treatment is nice. They did not even work on the color treatment. They could have made it a little different here. They did not do it. Like, come on, this could be slightly different. Why does it have to be identical to the eVitara? You get a proper dead pedal there. And there are a lot of dummy buttons in this car. 1, 2, 3. And there's another one there. Yet, everything is put inside the touchscreen, which doesn't make sense. Only this is to activate the camera, obviously. Seats are nice and comfortable at the front, thankfully. Yeah, the front seats are nice and comfortable. The rear ones not so much. Under thigh support is an issue everywhere only, especially for tall passengers like me. See, yeah, under thigh support is an issue. You get powered seats here. This is actually a 10-way powered seat. And there we see another aircraft taking off. Now, hard plastics almost everywhere. Glove box is, yeah, it's actually quite big here, the glove box. But the first aid kit continues to be the cheap one and doesn't get the cooling function. Here you get some storage space here with multiple compartments as such, and well, that's about it. Everything else is the same. The only thing is I don't find a comfortable seat position here only, and the steering now has this flat bottom treatment. It's adjustable both for reach as well as rake, which is a good thing. Obviously, Twin cup holders here, a wireless charging pad right there, lot of gloss black finishing which will obviously get dirty very quickly and prone to scratches as well. Electric parking brake, auto hold. This is for one pedal driving, but the funky part is you can activate and deactivate one pedal. You cannot change the levels of one pedal from here. You have to get into the screen for that. Snow mode should have been in the drive mode, and these two dummy buttons could have been for seat ventilation. Now you have to get into the screen, which is very cumbersome to use. I don't understand who is planning all this, but yeah, it's not well done. Here you don't have any buttons as such other than the light, because this thing opens manually, and this is the only thing that opens. I mean, the glass does not open, so this is a moonroof. It is not a sunroof here, which again is surprising, and again quite flimsy. Yeah, this is very flimsy. And this is the sauce button. Meanwhile, here you get a mirror. Yeah, and this does not extend. Let me remove this plastic sheet. There are a lot of plastics here. Same is the case here as well. I can just pull it out like that. Let me do one thing. I think we're against the sun, so let me just turn the car around and park it away from the sun so that you can see a better view of the screens. Otherwise the screens are not very much visible. So yeah, the lever is a bit too big. It didn't have to be that big, but it's big. Well, that's what she said. Thankfully I've got some physical controls for the air conditioning. Yeah, that's a good thing, and also for the volume controller. But now it has got JBL speakers, so these tweeters are not the way they are with the eVitara. So this obviously juts out and the car is making sound because I moved it with I moved it without belting up, so it's going to keep ringing only. So I'm just going to turn on and off the vehicle. Power button here. Just shut up. Okay, door does not automatically unlock, and that's going to chime. Headlights on. Yeah, charging current max, upper charging limit full, schedule next charging and all that. Now let's quickly turn on the vehicle, and here we go. Toyota logo comes here. What a revolutionary thing. There is no heads-up display. Cheaper cars from Toyota have that. This will do a full spin as soon as you turn on the vehicle, and then you can come into a different view also. It shows you a different sort of a display as well. This is auto dimming. Thankfully, I'm impressed by that fact. And let's remove this plastic sheet from this car, which is stuck so badly that I need to figure how to remove it. No, the plastic sheet is, yeah, there it is. My brand new Toyota Urban Cruiser Ebella Maruti Suzuki eVitara. That's how I'm going to call this car with a long name. Has a light switch in the center. AC vents look nice and funky with this grey surround to it. And let's get out of this menu. So now I want to get out of this menu. How do I do that? I have to press this button. Why can't I just go to the home button? And it's telling me for safety the driver should not operate the app while driving. So when do I use the camera? When I'm standing still, then only I use it? Probably yes. Now again, the screen is from the 1980s. Yeah, what is this? Come on, it could be so much better. And here it's telling you the driving range. I can come into the history of charging, and I can come into trip meters as well. Tire pressure monitoring system has been given, and then I can come to the EV menu where I can go and alter the regen level. And can you see how cumbersome and long this thing is? Yeah, memory, so that every time you turn on and off the vehicle, it will maintain that level of regen mode. So yeah, this is not great. And Apple CarPlay and Android Auto obviously are wireless here. Air conditioning can be operated using these switches, but to turn it on and off, you have to do it from here only. Yeah, again, not great. And you know what? They didn't even take effort to put the Toyota logo here in this particular screen. So there is no logo on the steering wheel. There is obviously the Toyota logo here, but it's not there in that place. Now let me show you how you actually go and turn on seat ventilation. You press this button, and then this screen spins, and then you press this button, and then you press another button. I mean, why is it so cumbersome? It makes no logical sense when you have dummy buttons to do it, and when you do it on your other cars. Why would you make it so damn difficult? I think it has a PM 2.5 air filter as well. So that's about it. Now let's come into the vehicle settings. I get a bit confused operating this because firstly I need to get into the settings. Now ADAS menu is here, wherein you can change a lot of the ADAS settings. Obviously it has got multiple ADAS features as well. And now I want to show you in vehicle all the settings right in front of you. So it has got something known as anti-theft, which I don't think is going to be of much use here, because I don't think these are looking to chorify electric cars, because obviously how will they even run without charging? And then, you know, the ecosystem is such that all the information and all this, they're easy to track EVs. Now let's come into the interior functions here, because it has got ambient lighting, and it has got 7 levels for the ambient light color with 12 colors for the ambient lighting, which is kind of nice. But brands offer 64 colors, and there's something known as footwell lighting, which is basically white colored. And now if I want to make changes to this display, I can do it from here. So I can decide how I want the layout to be, 3 screens, 2 screens and all those things. Too much of screen happening here. People complain 3 screens are too much. Well, if it's a Toyota or a Maruti, 2 screens are also too much if this is the kind of interface you're going to offer. And if I want to make change to this particular meter display, I have to do it from here. Yeah, I change the layout from this. This is just too cumbersome. Why can't I just do it from the steering wheel buttons? Because these are for the cruise control system and this is for the audio system, and this info is the only parameter which I can change, and right now it's not letting me change that also. So their trip meter I can change and just making sound. So driver seat belt not fastened and also from info mode I can change a few things here, but I'm so restricted to doing everything on this particular screen. It gets very frustrating. So straight away let's come into reverse. The car is on. Yeah, the car is on. This is the reverse parking camera. Camera quality is not good at all. I expected better camera quality. This looks a bit pixelated. Is it because this is a Japanese car? I know that was dark, but you get the gist. So let's come into park. Now the horn. Horn is okay. It's not great. Automatic headlights, automatic wipers, all those things have been given. So in terms of features, there are decent amount of features in this car, but it's not very loaded as such. And overall quality and user experience is not good at all. So I'm very disappointed. I expected Toyota to, they should have at least resolved all these issues. Now I'm stuck in the rear camera. Now finally I'm out of that camera, thankfully. And they could have added some color to the screen. It's so bland, it's so basic. This car could have been a lot better in the Toyota version, but I think they're going to price it really aggressively, and that's the reason they're like, okay, it doesn't matter if the UI is bad, it doesn't matter if the rear seat experience is poor, it doesn't matter if the car is not powerful and whatever. It's so bland, it's so basic, and what is even worse are these screens. Okay, it's a connected screen, but it didn't have to be a connected screen, because what is the point of a connected screen if there's so much empty area here? Like, what is this empty space? If you're sitting here, you're like, is that incomplete? Well, it looks super weird. The thing is, they decided that we have to have a connected screen, but they didn't think it through that this should be complete. So when they designed, they realized, oh, with our square steering wheel, because it has a flat bottom and a flat top as well, if we have information on the top, it won't be visible. So no thought has only gone into this. In fact, this is a 10.25 inch instrument cluster. This is a 10.1 inch infotainment system. And come on, yeah, at this level of selling so many cars, both by Toyota and Maruti Suzuki, they should have done a better job here. In fact, it's 2026 and this looks like 1980s. I kid you not. And if I press this info button, I can browse through few things here. Thankfully, something I can do using the buttons. Otherwise, everything is stuffed inside the screen. Okay, there's storage space here. There's no frunk, unfortunately, because this car, although born electric, doesn't really seem born electric. More on that when we start driving, which is right now. Let's go! All right, let's start driving. Let's turn the vehicle. It tells me push start, and this welcome sound comes, and it also enables the blind spot alert on the mirror, and then this whole full swipe up thing happens. I don't know why this particular seat has been ignored and doesn't get power adjustment only. Just shut this camera and it's spinning randomly for no reason at all. Straight away, let's come into sport drive mode. Yeah, you have to press this button to cycle through the drive modes, and I'm going to turn off the air conditioning, which means I have to rely on the screen, obviously. And I also need to turn off the traction control system, which means I come into vehicle, then I come into, no, not here. I need to go into ADAS, and there is ESP, and then, oh my goodness, look at this stupidity, okay? Here, firstly, it will show me how the feature works, okay? So when I press ESP here, it's showing me how the ESP thing works. No matter what you touch here for the ADAS functions also, level 2 ADAS, first it shows this, then you have to click it for the second time to actually come into the menu, and then only you can make changes here. This is like ridiculous. Like, I mean, what thought is gone behind this? Now I need to get into the energy flow. Yeah, this is the energy flow, I think. Yeah, anyways, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Oh my goodness, I took so much time to actually turn on the whole process of driving this car that my meter only turned off, the performance meter, the specialist timing gear. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, telling me that the 3 seat belts behind are unbuckled. Okay, traction control is off. It will not let me cycle through the display, only info display, because traction control is off, and off we go. Okay, we are not in drive only. What am I doing? Handbrake down, and accelerator and brake pedals press simultaneously. Yeah, I know that, and off we go. That's 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 8.5 seconds, not bad at all. And time for the brake test. The brakes are really poor, yeah. Maybe the surface is so poor right now that the brakes were not effective here, which was kind of surprising. So yeah, it accelerates quite fast as such, but there is a lot of body roll. Although the steering wheel centers quite quickly, and then if you have the steering angle moved even a little bit now, then the tires are going to screech. Otherwise, it doesn't have the eager acceleration which you expect from electric cars, obviously, because it feels very dull in terms of the performance. It's not very aggressive in the way it pulls. And then that is the car on which I had done the walk around, and we're driving a red colored car right now because I can. Oh, you see wheel spin. So you're actually fighting the steering wheel all the time purely because this car's traction control system is turned off at the moment. Otherwise it's fine, it gets the job done. With the traction control on, you're able to manage everything. Let's do the horn test. Horn is so bad. I don't know why they can't put a half decent horn in their cars. Let's do the wiper test as well. Yeah, decent spray on offer. Wipers are good. Rear wiper is also good. I mean, it gets the job done. What else should I say? So body roll is in plenty here, and you can feel it. So what powers this car? They have a lot of options actually. So firstly, for India, we have two battery packs. There's the 49 kilowatt hour battery pack, which makes 142 horsepower and 193 Newton meters of torque. And this is having the bigger 61 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is producing 171 horsepower, but the same 193 Newton meters of torque. And abroad, the same 61 kilowatt hour battery pack also has all-wheel drive. So this is front-wheel drive. Both the lower battery 49 kilowatt hour and the 61 kilowatt hour are having front wheel drive, but the 61 kilowatt hour also has an all-wheel drive option abroad in the eVitara. That makes 181 horsepower because the front motor obviously remains the same, but at the rear the motor is producing 64 horsepower, but the combined torque output is impressive at 307 Newton meters. So all-wheel drive obviously is better, and that's the reason they're not offering it to us in India. They're like, make do with the lesser power or lesser exciting power delivery, because obviously with front wheel drive it's not really that much fun. It should have been all-wheel drive, because who makes front-wheel drive born electric cars? It doesn't make sense. Only this should have been a rear-wheel drive born electric car, because with rear-wheel drive there are a lot of advantages for an electric car. For starters, the overall packaging is better. You get a frunk there, better crash worthiness, and then you're not steering the front wheels. I mean, you're steering the front wheels obviously, but the power is not being delivered to the front wheels, which means that torque steer and all those things are not there. So it becomes much easier to drive and better also the feel and all. I don't know why they chose this particular layout for the car. Cost cutting or just not fully invested into this process. In fact, I'm not kidding. Other car brands are telling me, you know what, Maruti Suzuki wants to spoil the whole electric vehicle segment only by making cars which are not that great, so that people are like, EVs are bad only, we don't want to buy EVs. So maybe that could be a strategy, because they anyways are not launching this car to meet CAFE norms. They do it any which ways because of most of their cars being smaller Chintu Mintu ones with small engines, so obviously easy to meet CAFE norms there. Now the battery is IP67 compliant. It's the best in the business because these are BYDE Belade batteries. Yeah, these are LFP batteries sourced from BYD obviously. So it has got 120 lithium ion cells in the 61 kilowatt hour battery pack. In the smaller battery pack it has 96 cells, and the range is 543 kilometers, the claimed one. In the real world expect around 420ish or something of that sort, which is okay, not great as such, but considering that the power delivery is not instant and doesn't really scare you silly, I expect this car to return decent mileage. Around 420 kilometers and all is actually decent. And why will it return that? Simply because I know for a fact, since the acceleration is not very fast or like pushing you back into the seat, you will definitely be able to manage driving this car sedately. And obviously power delivery is very linear here. There are three drive modes. There's eco drive mode, there's normal, there's sport. I mean, sport right now, sport is the best obviously in terms of performance. Eco dulls down performance to a certain extent. Not very exciting to drive in eco mode, but overall the car is also not very exciting to drive in sport mode. It feels very peppy to drive as such, so it's fast, it's actually decent fun as well. Only thing is there's a lot of body roll, and the worst thing about this car is obviously the suspension. It's made for European markets where the eVitara was launched purely to meet emission norms, CAFE norms actually, wahan ke CAFE norms, and the reason was that they couldn't sell the Jimny, so they had to launch an electric car. Jaldi mein they launched it, and they decided we are making it in India, might as well launch it in India as well. And Toyota's like, hame bhi chahiye. Anyways, it's the time to launch this car yet again. So left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Let's see how fast it goes, and off we go. Yeah, there's this motor whine, which is obviously not much, but the problem is there's a lot of road and wind noise in this car. You can hear a lot of it as such, and then these are not roads, these are really bad roads, and on these kind of roads, obviously the suspension stiffness can be felt, so low speed ride is not good. And at high speeds, okay, there's a lot of vertical movement as well, so not great at low speeds, not great at high speeds either. So not a city car, not a highway car either. What car is this? Well, this is basically the Urban Cruiser Ebella, and like I was telling you, the claim range is 543 kilometers. Well, the good news is they probably might offer BAS, which is battery as a service, which will make the car very attractively priced. I think they're gunning for great pricing, because obviously there are a lot of shortcomings in this car which can be forgiven if the price is right. Otherwise, I don't know how they plan to sell this car, this or the eVitara, both of them. Well, in terms of the weight, this is a heavy car. You don't feel the weight as such. It's 1700 kgs. Yeah, that is heavy. In fact, 1702 kgs is the weight for the smaller battery pack. The bigger battery pack, which is this one, 1800 kgs, lot of weight, and top speed is restricted or limited to 150 kilometers per hour. So it's not very fast as such, but it was fast in terms of acceleration, because Maruti claims, or rather whoever claims, that this car goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 8.7 seconds. I actually beat that time. Yeah, baby. In fact, the smaller battery pack takes the car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 9.6 seconds. Not bad at all, considering the lesser power there. And obviously with all-wheel drive, it's much faster because of so much torque, better traction as well. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.4 seconds there. I can hear a lot of wind noise, I can hear a lot of tire noise as well. So overall insulation is quite poor in this car, which actually brings me to the charging. Okay, it comes with an 11 kilowatt onboard charger, which will juice up the battery from 10 to 100% in around 5.5 hours. But it can charge from 10 to 80% in just 45 minutes, because it can charge up to speeds of 70 kilowatt, which is not bad. And a 5-star B NCAP rating for the eVitara, so this should also do something similar. And obviously the Hardtech E platform is what underpins it, but I just feel they've shared a lot with their other cars, so not really bespoke born electric here, which makes me wonder who actually drives a Wagoner Stingray. Corvette Stingray is nice, but a Wagoner Stingray, well, that is a unique car. So this car is going to be available in 3 variants, and it's going to compete with the Creta electric, which is also not selling, by the way, because the Mahindra EVs have just like shaken the whole market up. And then obviously Tata Motors also manages to sell decent numbers of the electric cars, because they were like the first movers and attractively priced as well. The Creta electric costs between 19 to 26 lakhs on road Mumbai, and obviously you get quite a bit of discounts in that particular car as well, because nobody really wants to buy an electric car when there's the option of diesel. Why would you buy an electric? But here there's the option of buying a hybrid with, say, the Urban Cruiser Hyryder or the Grand Vitara. Then the whole idea of an electric makes little sense, because obviously charging network in India is really very poor. To put into perspective, it's very cumbersome. I know brands are trying right, left and center to push the EV mandate by saying, we have an app wherein you can access all the chargers. You don't have to download any app, you don't have to put money in wallet, you just do it through our particular system, and all sounds great on paper, doesn't work in the real world, because the problem is chargers are so substandard which have been offered in India. It simply doesn't work. I remember I was charging at a GeoBP regularly, and I had to go somewhere, and I'm like, oh, I can go and charge there, it's a nice outlet there, and when we went there, it was in maintenance, and a lot of these chargers, they stop working randomly, and it takes a lot of time to fix. With obviously internal combustion engines, fuel reaches you no matter where you are, because at the end of the day, the solution is just to have a tanker come and give you the fuel, and that's the best thing. The other problem is obviously the EV charging network is not the solution. Home charging is the solution. Home charging can never be good, purely because a lot of us stay in apartments, and then our societies don't permit us to put chargers. I know I've faced that, and I don't want to get into the whole thing again and again, because I've done that time and again, so that doesn't make sense. Anyways, I have left the throttle right now. We are trying regen braking, so let's see how fast the car stops. Okay, it's not very aggressive as such. Is the regen on? Obviously it's on, otherwise it will not slow down at this pace. So here, now it is on actually. Now it's slowing down at a higher pace, so I'm going to accelerate here. Firstly, I can't actually make changes to the regen levels when the car is in motion. That is a bit weird, because it should at least allow me to do that. So I come into this EV menu and regeneration boost. See, it does not let me do that only. So here I'm going to come to a halt here on the left side, and we're going to stop here. I have to stop just to make these changes. That's the most weird thing ever. So I'm going to make this to high mode, turn on memory, so it always remembers the same. And since I'm in this right now menu, I'm going to change this mode also, which means coming to screen. Look at the amount of irritation it causes me to go through multiple menus time and again to make changes. Who designs cars these days like this? Makes it makes absolutely no sense. Why would you complicate things so damn much? Anyways, it's the time to launch this car again, which means left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights off, and off we go. At least when it turns off traction control, it keeps traction control off, it doesn't turn it back on. So that's something I definitely appreciate here. And that's 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 8.3 seconds. So yeah, I am doing faster than what Toyota claims, but the thing is we had a downslope there. Regen is on. Look at the way this car is actually decelerating very, very, very quickly. And then all of a sudden, I think we're going to come to a halt or not, because one pedal driving is something I would expect in this car. It doesn't seem to be there, because now it's going to start cruising at speeds of around 7-8 kilometers per hour. Yeah, that's about it. That's not one pedal driving. That's half pedal driving, because half my foot is on the brakes just in case I need to stop. So 6 kilometers per hour is what it's going to cruise at. And it's always going to tell me that traction control is turned off. Dude, I know this. You don't have to keep telling me again and again and again. So as I see it, this is not much different when compared to the eVitara. The eVitara did not impress me at all, and this car does exactly the same. I mean, it doesn't do the same. I mean, it doesn't impress me. I hope Toyota realizes that this whole partnership with Maruti Suzuki is really hurting them, because we are getting cars which don't have the Toyota DNA from a brand which makes cars like the Land Cruiser, the Prado, the Fortuner, even the Innova, the Creta, the High Cross, everything. Absolutely amazing cars, but the Maruti badged ones, just not impressive enough. And on that disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Although Maruti Suzuki is boasting about increasing the charging network and having charging here and there using their massive service network, let me tell you this, neither this car nor the eVitara are going to be a commercial success, because the car just has so many flaws. And hopefully with the facelift they address all these issues, because if they do that, who doesn't want an attractively priced Toyota electric car? Actually, nobody wants an electric car. That's the thing, which is a good thing for all us petrol heads. Bye! Audio quality is not good here at all. Steering is also not good here at all. Yeah, steering feel could have been a lot better. I know the video is over, but I keep driving this car and I keep realizing that certain things could have been done so much better. Like, firstly, my knee hits this particular center console, and they've put the charging ports right below, which means in order to access it, it's not that easy, the charging port. And yeah, right now it's become night, so obviously I'm giving you an experience of a night drive here. Bye bye.